Hey, thanks so much for tuning in for this 10-minute meditation. This video is designed to help you find your own strength, your power, and to remind yourself of your own resilience. My name's Orly and I'll be guiding you through your practice. I hope you enjoy. Get comfortable when you're ready. Reposition the body as many times as you need in order to be able to soften down here. Then notice, as quickly as you're able, how your breath feels today, or rather how it feels at this very moment in time. Observe the movement of the breath as it travels in through the nose. And then observe the way the breath feels as it moves out through the nostrils, perhaps alighting against your upper lip. As you breathe in, the air from around you will feel relatively cold. And as you breathe out, the body having warmed it, the breath now feels warmer. What else do you observe about the breath and the way it travels through you? Maybe you notice an opening of your throat as you breathe in, and a slight constriction as you breathe out. Observe the rise and the fall of your chest, of your belly. Notice any movement of your clothing against your skin, the movement of your body against your mat. Let the breath deepen if that feels comfortable for you and unforced. And then surrender, knowing that the breath will continue without you needing to do anything to ensure of that. Now send your awareness specifically in towards the belly. And in fact, bring your hands to rest there as long as that feels comfortable for you. And imagine that there is a ball of fire within your belly. And think about this fire representing your resilience, your confidence, that sense of strength in relation to yourself. Connect that image of the fire to empowerment and set an intention, if you'd like, to feed into that fire and let it grow, let it become fierce, let it move through you. And as it does, get ready to allow for it to melt away, to send away, to dissipate anything that feels restrictive in relation to how you view yourself. Any voices that tell you perhaps that you are not enough. With that fire we find acceptance. We find warmth. We find love. And as we imagine the heat of the fire spreading from the belly through the body into the mind, any thoughts that are critical, any uncertainty, any doubt about yourself melts away. You imagine that the heat of that fire in your belly moves up into the palms of your hands if they're resting against your navel. And you imagine that heat moving through the hands into the arms, through the shoulders into the heart. And we imagine that heat rising up through the arms towards the head, into the mind. And we think about that fire moving down too, from the belly into the hips, into the legs, into the feet, until the whole body feels a little warmer. And as the heat of the body begins to rise, as it ascends, we imagine that that fire has the space to become even brighter. We are able to cultivate it more actively. We encourage it to grow and spread. And as it does, we notice whether any doubtful thoughts creep in. We connect with anything we've been holding that tells us we are not enough. that tells us we are perhaps not strong enough to strive for the things we want to strive for. As the fire moves through us, we know that even if we try something and it ends up looking different to how we want it to look, we can find affirmation in that. We can find strength in knowing that we've tried, and love and acceptance in acknowledging that maybe it's ended up like looking a little different to how we imagined it to look. We acknowledge that fire within our belly, and we think about using it to help us cultivate a deeper sense of strength and empowerment. We think about letting ourselves, along with that image of the fire in our belly, strive for whatever we want to strive for. Let go of uncertainty about the future. And let go of any criticism, any reflection about the past. And accept everything you've done, however that has turned out. Accept everything you will do, even though we do not know right now exactly how that is going to look. Trust that the fire within you will carry you. And every time you listen to it, every time you listen to yourself, you will find a little more strength, a little more affirmation. Rather than worrying about the rejection that we all feel when we try something and it doesn't feel quite right, we trust that we will keep returning to a place of love and acceptance in relation to ourselves. We are resilient. Think about all of the things you have done over the course of your lives. Maybe pick a moment or a couple of moments which stand out to you. Acknowledge something that has challenged you, something from the past that you've moved through. It may be that within certain moments you were unsure as to how you could proceed, how you could get through certain challenges. But ultimately, you have. You have come back to yourself, supported yourself as and when you've needed to. And through that, you are here. You have shown up for yourself for this practice. You show up for yourself day to day, moment to moment, and sometimes it is not easy. But we continue. And each time we return to our strength, especially after a period of difficulty, we are reminded that we do have the strength and the power. We have the love that we hold in relation to ourselves and the support we need in order to continue and to move through further challenges, further moments whereby we grow and explore and expand. It is not always easy, but you are always there for yourself. You always have the ability to show up for you, and ultimately, as you have done over the course of your life so far, you will inevitably show up for yourself again. Whenever you are feeling disconcerted, whenever that critical voice chimes in, return to that fire within your belly and cultivate the heat of it. And imagine the power and the warmth of that light, the love of it spreading through you, sending away anything that feels unhelpful. Rather than berating yourself for moments that have proved challenging, rather than ruminating on occurrences, events that have happened in your life and wishing that you'd done something differently. Instead, focus on how much you have done, how much you have come through. Return to that light within you. Imagine that that fire spreads through your veins now. The more you cultivate this fire, the easier it will be to return to it. to return to that sense of strength that comes with that image of the fire, the more automatically you'll be able to send away those doubtful voices and replace them with affirming ones. You are strong, you are resilient, you are here, you are enough, and so much more. Now think about the light of the fire, the warmth of it coursing through your veins, and imagine that you yourself glow like the flame of a candle, or like a hearthside fire. Think about radiating out the heat you've cultivated here. Send it out into your space and draw it back in towards you. And acknowledge your own strength and carry that awareness of your fire with you into the rest of your day or your evening, whatever that holds. You can always come back to the knowledge that you are here in order to support yourself. You can always tend to that fire within your belly and use it to allow for you to acknowledge the love you hold towards yourself, to remind yourself of your own strength and resilience. You are enough, and so much more. Thank you so much for coming along to this practice. I hope you enjoyed it. Know that you can return to it whenever you need. Thank you.